For tutorial 1 in chapter 2, we are just going to simply create a sketch for this particular object. So I'm going to say new, and then I'm going to click on sketch, and I'm going to call this chapter 2 tutorial 1. And I'll go ahead and say OK to that. Now I'm strictly in the sketching environment. I can't actually make 3D models from this mode. I'm just creating basic sketches. So the rule of thumb that I want to use every single time that I create a basic sketch is to just draw either my first line or my first two lines or a circle or something, just so that I can get my scale represented very well before I go any further with the object. So what I'm going to do in this situation is I'm first going to draw my circle. And I'm just going to draw a single circle, and then I'm going to end the circle command. And I can see that that's coming up with a diameter of 3.69. Well, the outside radius on tutorial 1 needs to be a radius of 4, so I need to go ahead and make the diameter of this 8. So now I have my scale reference that I can use to draw the rest of this object. So I'm going to go back to my line command, and I am going to start a line on here, and I'm just going to bring that down. And what I want to try to do is make sure that I see that T. If I move down here a little bit, I see a T appear at the circle. That now means tangent. So if I have that being tangent, then I can continue to draw. Now when I draw my next line segment and I see that V stands for vertical. So now I'm going to come all the way back over here, and as I move up, I see vertical and an L, and then another L appears right over here, and that lets me know that this is vertical, and it also shares the same length as the other line segment. So I can left click here, and now I'm going to come back up and set up the tangent constraint there. So just to make sure that all of my lines are tangent and everything is symmetrical, the first thing I want to do is set this line and this line to be equal. To do that, I'll click on equal, select this line, select this line. Those are now equal. I can see the T here and the T here for tangent. I can see the two L2s match up, the two L1s match up. So now with just some very basic dimensions, I can get the rest of this part. So now I'll go to dimension. From the center to the bottom here, middle click to place the dimension. That's going to be 7. This line segment right here is going to be 3. It is 12 across the bottom. To place these dimensions, all I'm doing is clicking on the line and then middle click to place the dimension. That's one thing that is going to take a little bit of getting used to, because that's more of a helix operating system function. So now, in looking at this, I see these two red dots. That means I've got two open ends. I see that this is shaded, but none of this is shaded, which means I can't actually extrude. So what I want to do is go to delete segment and delete this circular portion away that I'm not actually using, and then that gives me my whole piece. I can then go to circle and draw that circle in the middle and give it its diameter dimension of 5. Once I've done that, I can now see all of my dimensions are strong dimensions, everything is shaded, there's no open ends, everything is good to go, so I can go to save. And remember to save this somewhere where you can find it easily, and then this is the file that you'll submit to Blackboard for Chapter 2 Tutorial 1.